All right, what's going on, guys? To the people who are looking at this podcast, this is the second run of this mini series that I'm doing with 3 or 4 podcasts, where I ask my friends and other people what their opinions are on certain topics to do with global warming. So this here is one of my friends who's a freshman in college, and it's Cole Hamilton.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. It's nice to have you on.
Thank you.
All right, so I just want to start out with asking, like, what's your opinion on global warming? Like, what do you think it is?
Global warming, I think it's a warming of Earth, but it's man-made.
Okay, so
I don't believe it's a cycle. I don't believe that I believe man-made and man is going to keep rising the temperatures on Earth.
okay, so you think that like some people claim that it's fake and like global warming isn't real, right? So
No.
are you like completely against that belief?
Yes.
Okay. So global warming is man-made, right?
Yes.
So it's a man-made thing.
Yes.
But do you know like why it's man-made? Like, do you know exactly like how that works?
Like,
So like, do you know like the greenhouse effect and how like carbon dioxide and other greenhouse
Yeah.
gases get like trapped in the atmosphere
Yeah.
and stuff? So like, do you think it's a problem that like not a lot of people actually know about that specifically?
yes. I think the problem is like that, and like people don't believe it, even though it's scientifically been proven.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I'm
And
saying.
do you think that like a lot of the reasons people don't believe it, do you think it's strictly because like, oh, like this is bull, like it's not actually real, or do you think it has some sort of other like there's more reasoning behind it?
I believe that, and I think there's a lot of stern people in the world. You know that. So if there's a certain person that believes something, they want to believe with him or her.
Yeah, so
I
you think it's
guess.
sort of like a following kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, and do you think I also so like if for example if you look at like if you look at the like two party system that the U.S. has,
Mhm.
right? So you know how Republicans, they don't believe in global warming,
Mhm.
like most of them don't,
Yes.
and then Democrats, they're like huge environmentalists, right? So do you think that sometimes people who run as Republicans have to side with the Republican belief even if they don't believe it?
Yeah, I do think that's the case, especially for right now. Like Donald Trump obviously does not believe in global warming, but you can see a lot of Republicans also do not believe global warming. So yes, I do.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
Trump even pulled out the Paris Agreement,
Yeah.
and that's like to reduce carbon dioxide emissions and
Mhm.
all of that stuff. Okay, so like here's one of the biggest questions that like a lot of people are wondering about, because like a lot of people, they believe in global warming, right?
Mhm.
Like they know it's real, but they're like, it's really not that big a deal. Like the Earth
Mhm.
eventually will cool back down because it always does. But do you think that it's not only a threat to like to the world itself, but do you think it could end up potentially harming us, like humans, in the future?
Oh, of course. And I think not only the future, like near future, if we don't stop it now, because I mean, I've read so much stuff saying it's like you have, I mean, not a certain amount of time, but like if we don't get stuff done now, like later, we're gonna extremely regret it because we didn't listen earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever seen
Yeah.
the movie Wall-E?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to believe it as, like kind of like that.
Yeah, and so like, do you think that because like our generation, like the millennials or Gen Z or
Mhm.
whatever you want to call it, so do you think that we're sort of the last straw for global warming? Like if we don't do something, and then we're gonna reach the point where it's become irreversible?
I think it's either us or the next generation. Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
So, but do you think this generation? So, like the generation in power right now. So the problem is the baby boomers.
Yeah.
Not to say that they're like bad people,
Mhm.
but they're the people who are in power of our
Yeah.
country at the moment.
Mhm.
So like you take Donald Trump into example. He's
Yeah.
like 74. He's a baby boomer.
Yeah.
So do you think that our government right now, or just governments in general across the world, do you think we're taking this as seriously as we should be?
No, honestly, I really don't. I think we try to say we do, but it ends up the same things happening and not doing anything at all. So
Yeah,
that's what I
and
think.
so like, do you know about like India and China and about their like carbon dioxide
Smog and
emissions and
stuff,
stuff? So like, so do you think if the U.S. did something, do you think it would even do anything? Like if it was only us as a country who came to this agreement, it was like, all right, we're gonna reduce our carbon dioxide emissions,
Mhm.
and we're gonna like try and make the environment a more friendly place. so we don't destroy the Earth. Do you think that would actually do anything, or do we have to get all the countries
Well,
involved?
see, the thing is with that, I think it would help a lot. Plus, we're one of the top countries in the world, so I feel like we kind of lead. So I would say that a lot of countries would follow us in doing that.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm
Yeah,
mean?
that makes
Like,
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think so? Like, take like India as an
Mhm.
example. So, they're a pretty poor country.
Mhm.
Like, if you look at statistics,
yeah.
like a majority of the country is actually in poverty.
Mhm.
So, and they rely on cheap energy sources, and coal is the cheapest energy source, right? So, do you think that we could convince them to get out of the habit of using this coal as their like electricity source? Because it could really lead to like the downfall of their country if we did so, if we didn't have a proper solution.
Yeah. Um, I do believe we could convince them, but I would say like funding would have to also play a role in that and helping
Yeah.
them like pay for like say like solar panels and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like that's the other problem.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of it's really expensive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so like if you look at solar panels and then wind energy, like yeah, it's effective.
Even like Tesla's like
yeah. But you're relying on outside factors to
Mhm.
be able to
yeah.
like to be able to do like things about it.
Mhm.
So if this keeps going on, so say we keep like releasing carbon dioxide into the atmosphere,
Mhm.
right? Do you think that our like not only humans, but what do you think it's going to do to our ecosystems? Because this is something I'm like really curious about what other people think. Because like again, everybody thinks of global warming. They're like, okay, the Earth is heating up, but like, what does that really mean for us? Like, is that really going to affect us in a way? So like, do you know like how that would actually affect us?
I don't know. I mean, I know like the what is it called? The polar ice caps.
Yeah.
I mean, that's affected a lot of the not population, but like animal life there.
Yeah.
Like that's affected that a lot. I read some like the sea levels are gonna majorly rise. Like a bunch of that's gonna, and if we keep like not only like the carbon dioxide and all that stuff you said, but like even like spilling like waste into